How's it going? I just wanted to showcase my bread. And there it is. It's a lump of dough. I just want to show this to show how it doesn't really matter how you make the bread. I don't think I should have made it this way, but I did. And it's at 80% hydration. So here's what happened. I threw the dough. I did two steps. Threw a portion of the dough, 450 grams of flour, and I think it was 200 grams of water. No, 550 grams of flour, 300 grams of water. That's about 55% hydration, I think it was. And actually, I wrote everything down. Yeah, here it was. 400 grams of water. No, 300 grams of water. And I threw that together. That's the AUTOLEASE. I threw it in the fridge. We had to go do something, Chloe and I. So I threw that dough that was in the fridge for about 9 hours, because I did this at 1:29 a.m. I threw that dough that was in the fridge from like 11 a.m. I threw it in the freezer, and I came back to it about a day later, and pulled it out, put it on the kitchen counter. After about 5 hours, it thawed out completely and was room temp, and I took that AUTOLEASE. I took the starter that I had done. So where was that? Yeah, 400 grams of flour. So 400 grams of starter total. 200 flour, 200 water. And I threw that. I threw the starter. I threw the AUTOLEASE, and I threw the 100 grams of leftover water plus the 15 grams of salt all in here to mix together. So what is the point of AUTOLEASE? The point of the AUTOLEASE is to develop gluten. But and then the point of the starter is separate, because I have my starter, and then I have the poolish, or the separate. I just still call it starter because it's the starter, but it's the separate starter that you grow, and that you do that separate to let the yeasts thrive, and you want to add them when the sourdough starter is rising but hasn't peaked yet, so it doesn't deflate. So everything is timed and pretty much great. So I did that. And then I added the 100 grams of water plus the 15 grams of salt. It should have probably been less water, but I didn't. Maybe it should have been 30 grams of water. But whenever I do that, and it's like much less water, and yeah, it doesn't turn into a muck like this, but what happens is that a lot of salt is left out, and I can't get it all in there, and I need all the salt in there for that 3% salt ratio. I usually do high hydration dough, and I don't think the amount of salt per dough matters, but 3% is, I think, like the standard. So sourdough at 80% hydration, doing everything separate, kind of dumb. Yeah, I might just be one of those people now that just throw everything together in the bowl, even though I know the cons. This has been like, I started this, it says the 14th, what's today? 15. Yeah, so this was on the night of the 13th, basically. So it's been almost 3 days for me. Feels like 3 days. Anyway. This is still probably one whole day away from being baked. So that'll be 3 going on 4 to 5-ish days. It'll be 3 going on 4 days, but it'll actually feel closer to 5 days. Or whatever. Okay, just wanted to make this video. showing how it was a waste of time to do everything separately, and I should have just thrown everything together anyway. But now I'm going to try and turn this into a dough ball. Get that going. Adios, muchachos.